Here at the Miltimagai School for the Blind, teaching is effective, binding the commitment of teachers and pupils. The pupils were excited and willing to learn new skills and ideas through the help of their tutors, which requires due attention. The school has been providing education for visually impaired children since 1956. However, the state and daily running of the school is currently unstable, with frustration sparkling regarding property ownership of the Miltimagai School for the Blind. As recent as last week, the head teacher of Miltimagai School for the Blind confirmed they received visitors who came to survey the school property, which he said was their third visit.
And for somebody to come in to say that he or she owns this land is a very great concern. I would not really think that any Sierra Leone or anybody in Sierra Leone would think that kind of way, because the Miltimagai School for the Blind provides education for visually impaired children, and the land that we use now was given to us by Sir Milton since 1956, and since that time we've occupied this land, and same way with the National School for the Deaf. So it's, I mean, that's a very big concern. That's a very big thing whenever such people show face and say that they own this land.
This action has threatened their daily activities. However, Saluture is calling on stakeholders and government for swift attention in order to demarcate the property of the Miltimagai School for the Blind belonging to the school.
So we want to call on the government, want to call on stakeholders that, I mean, they should put out a very strong warning to any individual who thinks has a property at the Miltimagai School for the Blind, that the property of the Miltimagai School for the Blind belongs to the Miltimagai School for the Blind and for the education and well-being of visually impaired children, equally so the National School for the Deaf.
Notwithstanding, transportation is imperative for the movement of those away from boarding home, but access to fuel is lacking. Learning materials like brailles, recorders and computers, which all aid the success of education at the schools, not available currently. Most importantly, feeding is a challenge.
As I told you, we're feeding 3 times a day. As a boarding school of 93 kids, every day it's a bag of rice. One big challenge we have is feeding. Feeding is a very, very huge challenge. If we know what we spend per day and what we spend in the kitchen, is so much.
Even as many pupils cannot go to university, learning barn instrument has been a vital aspect and a means of survival to many visually impaired children. Equipment of such is urgently needed at the school. In all of this, the school administration is calling for radical inclusion and acceptance by parents and people in society. For SABC News, Cynthia Kamara reporting.